If you traveled to a specific spot in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, called Point Nemo, you would be the loneliest person on the planet. Imagine drifting in the water there. It is the geographic definition of total isolation. Point Nemo is scientifically known as the oceanic pole of inaccessibility. This isn't just kind of far from land. It is mathematically the furthest coordinate you can get from dry land in any direction. If you were floating there, the nearest coast would be a staggering 1,670 miles away. To put that massive distance into perspective, that is roughly the same distance as flying from London, England, all the way to the border of Russia. The three closest points of Landouci Island, Motunui, and Mar Island are so remote that they are essentially uninhabited rocks. You are truly alone. Here is where the isolation gets terrifying and slightly mind-bending. If you were floating at Point Nemo, waiting for rescue, you could scan the horizon for weeks and never see a ship. The isolation here is so extreme that the closest living human beings to you wouldn't be on a boat, or on an island, or even on a continent. They would be in the sky. The astronauts aboard the International Space Station orbit the Earth at an altitude of about 250 miles. Since you are drifting over 1,600 miles away from the nearest human on Earth, the astronauts in space are actually 7 times closer to you than the rest of humanity. You are physically closer to the vacuum of space than you are to civilization, because Point Nemo is so empty and far removed from shipping lanes or air traffic. It serves a unique and somewhat eerie purpose for humanity. Space agencies like NASA, the European Space Agency, and Russia's Roscosmos actually use this area as a spacecraft cemetery. When a satellite or a massive space station reaches the end of its life, engineers don't want to risk it crashing into a city or a populated area. So, they carefully calculate the trajectory to crash it right here, at Point Nemo. Buried beneath the dark waves are nearly 300 decommissioned space vehicles. This includes the massive 140-ton Russian space station Mir, which was crashed there in 2001, along with dozens of spy satellites and cargo ships. When the International Space Station is eventually retired in the coming years, Point Nemo is where it will be sent to die. It is a place of total silence. In fact, due to the specific ocean currents in the region, the water is relatively low in nutrients, meaning there isn't even that much marine life there. It is mostly a biological desert. It is just you, the endless water, and the ghosts of dead spaceships resting in the darkness below. It is the ultimate middle of nowhere. Subscribe if you are afraid of the deep ocean.